Welcome to Everyman Driver's first ever weekly drive. News, reviews, and highlights from last week here on YouTube, all in one convenient video. Whether you're a gearhead, casual shopper, or just curious about what's going on in the automotive world, this show will bring you up to speed from all of my best reviews and videos from the week before. So buckle up, hit that subscribe button. Let's begin. In a shocking turn of events, Stellantis CEO Carlos Tavares has abruptly stepped down, leaving the world's fourth largest automaker without a leader during one of its most critical periods. Jeep, Ram, Dodge, Fiat, and Alfa Romeo owners and future buyers have every reason to worry about what's next. Is this the beginning of the end for Stellantis? Sounds like it. This seems like a leadership meltdown. What happened at Stellantis? Well, on December 1st, 2024, Stellantis dropped a bombshell. Its CEO resigned effective immediately. The reason? A fallout with the board of directors reportedly over internal disagreements. Stellantis has scrambled to form an interim executive committee, but the clock is ticking. They need a permanent CEO by mid-2025. For a company already struggling with slumping U.S. sales and profit margins, this instability could not have come at a worse time. Here's the grim reality. Stellantis is in the middle of a massive challenge. Multiple challenges in electrification and global market performance. Their U.S. brands, Jeep, Ram, and Dodge, are underperforming, with Jeep in particular taking a nosedive in sales. The numbers don't lie. Alfa Romeo and Fiat, let's just say they've been on life support for years with no clear leadership. The cracks in Stellantis' foundation are starting to show. Should car buyers be worried? Absolutely. While December 2024 deals might look enticing on the surface, the long-term picture is far murkier. If you're eyeing a Jeep, Ram, or Dodge right now, here's what you need to consider. Resale value risks. Stellantis' unstable future could spell trouble for the resale value of their vehicles. If the company continues to flounder, or worse, if rumors of brand discontinuation come true, expect the market value of these cars to plummet. There's potential cost-cutting nightmares. Leadership transitions often bring sweeping changes, and not all of them are buyer-friendly. If Stellantis decides to slash costs to save profits, quality and reliability could be the first casualties. Will your shiny new Jeep start falling apart in 3 years? It's a legitimate concern. There's a brand strategy overhaul. A new CEO often means a new direction. If Stellantis decides to pivot away from certain models or segments, current owners could be left in the dust. Literally. Imagine buying into a brand that suddenly shifts focus or fades into irrelevance. Is now really a good time to buy a Stellantis vehicle? Great question. Let's be brutally honest here. December's so-called amazing deals might just be a desperate attempt to clear inventory ahead of looming uncertainties. Yes, there are attractive financing offers and cashback incentives on Jeep, Ram, and Dodge models, but is that enough to offset the risks? Maybe it is for you. Jeep and Ram are known for offering year-end discounts, but are those deals hiding the fact that these brands are struggling to stay competitive? Dodge muscle cars with their deep discounts scream clearance sale as the company prepares for uncertain transitions in 2025. Sure, you might save a few $1,000s a day, but at what cost to your peace of mind tomorrow? Looking ahead now, with no CEO, weakening sales, and mounting challenges in electrification, Stellantis is standing at a crossroads. Will they adapt and thrive, or are we witnessing the slow unraveling of a global auto giant? Consumers should keep a close eye on how this leadership crisis unfolds because the stakes couldn't be higher. And for current buyers, let's just say, tread carefully. Nissan, one of the most iconic car brands, is in serious trouble. Not kidding here. With profits plummeting 90% over the past year and dramatic changes on the horizon, it feels like this company is teetering on the edge of survival. So what's happening there? And can they pull themselves back from the brink? I'm going to break it down. First, the numbers. Nissan has announced a global restructuring plan that includes cutting 9,000 jobs and reducing its manufacturing capacity by 20%. Here in the US, production is taking a massive hit, down 17%. These moves are part of what Nissan's CEO is calling emergency mode. And honestly, it feels more like a last-ditch effort than a calculated strategy. Now, you might be wondering, how did Nissan end up here? Well, there's no single culprit. It's a perfect storm of challenges. First, their lineup is aging. Consumers are demanding fresh, exciting vehicles, and Nissan's portfolio hasn't kept up. Then there's competition, especially in China, where low-cost EVs are dominating the market. And let's not forget the US, where Nissan has struggled to deliver models that truly resonate with buyers. Now, according to economics professor Peter Ireland, consumers are hesitant to invest in a brand that seems unstable. And who can blame them? Buying a car is a big commitment, and uncertainty about a company's future doesn't inspire confidence. Yes, Nissan is trying to turn things around by ramping up production of new models like the redesigned Murano, but is it too little too late? Even with these efforts, the company faces an uphill battle to restore consumer trust and regain its footing in a rapidly changing market. And if things weren't complicated enough, there's turmoil at the top. Its CFO is reportedly on his way out, following the departure of their COO, Ashwani Gupta, less than 2 years ago. Whoever becomes the next CFO will have their work cut out for them. Nissan is running out of time, and industry insiders estimate they have 12 to 14 months to turn things around. Global production is down everywhere except for one bright spot, and that's Mexico. But even that silver lining isn't enough to offset stagnant sales worldwide. Meanwhile, Nissan's slow transition to electrification is another huge hurdle. While competitors are cashing in on the hybrid and EV boom, Nissan lagging behind, far behind. So what is next for Nissan? It's a question that's on everyone's mind, from car enthusiasts to industry insiders. Will their cost-cutting measures and new vehicle launches be enough to save the company? Or are we watching the decline of a once giant automaker? The clock is ticking for Nissan, with massive challenges, a shrinking market presence, and a rapidly changing automotive landscape. The next 12 months will be crucial. Let us know in the comment section below. Do you think Nissan can bounce back, or is this the beginning of the end for the brand? Remember when people were fighting tooth and nail just to get their hands on a new car? Well, those days are over. Welcome to the new reality of the car market. Inventory overload, skyrocketing interest rates, and a buyer's hesitation that's turning dealership lots into parking puzzles. Let's start with inventory. CarMax and other dealers are swimming in cars, trucks, SUVs, sedans, you name it, they've got it, and it's piling up fast. So much so that employees have to shuffle multiple vehicles just to free up one for a test drive. Imagine playing Tetris, but with cars. But here's the kicker. Those cars aren't exactly flying off the lot. Why? People are tightening their wallets. Inflation, rising costs, and the holiday season mean fewer buyers are willing to splurge on big-ticket items like vehicles, and those who are shopping might face an even bigger roadblock: financing. So CarMax offers loans, but for those with less than perfect credit, the interest rates are jaw-dropping. We're talking up to 23%. So for a $25,000 car, that means a $642 a month payment. That's practically credit card interest territory. It's no surprise people are putting off buying altogether. And here's where it gets even more bizarre. Used cars at CarMax are often priced near or even above what you'd pay for a new model. For instance, a 2023 Corolla Cross Hybrid with 28,000 miles is going for 30 grand, the same as a brand new one fresh off the lot. You think a used label meant savings, but not in this market. And if you're hoping for an affordable new car, you're out of luck. The Mitsubishi Mirage, once the only car you could buy for under 20 grand, is being discontinued. That means zero options left for budget-conscious buyers. So what are manufacturers offering instead? Bigger, more expensive models that don't fit the needs of many everyday drivers. Speaking of price shocks, check out marketplace.everymandriver.com for this Kia Telluride. Around 43 grand for a 2-year-old SUV with around 24,000 miles. That's nearly as much as it costs new during the pandemic craze, when people were paying $20,000 markups. Who's still buying these, and why? To be fair, this isn't just a CarMax problem, it's the whole car market. With rising repos and auto loan delinquencies at all-time highs, more vehicles coming back to lots in worse condition than they left. Dealers like CarMax are forced to sell them at auctions for less than what's owed, adding to their financial woes. So where does this leave us? A car market in limbo. High cost, shrinking affordability, and a glut of inventory are making it tough for buyers and sellers alike. But for you, the savvy consumer, this could mean one thing: a chance to negotiate. Dealers want and need to move cars, and if you play your cards right, you might just drive off with a deal. The car market is changing fast and furious, and the more you know, the better prepared you'll be. All right, my friends, according to Consumer Reports, and take that with a grain of salt, some of the most popular vehicles in the market today are plagued with shocking reliability issues, poor build quality, and downright disappointing performance. Here's a look at 10 cars you'll regret buying in 2025 if you're not careful. The Chevrolet Tahoe might be a big name in SUVs, but its performance in Consumer Reports is anything but, scoring a dismal 50 out of 100 overall and an abysmal 29 out of 100 for reliability. This SUV, they say, is a textbook example of overpromising and under-delivering. Owners report constant issues with the push-button gear shifter, and let's not even start with the fuel economy. It is a gas guzzler. Getting even 28 miles per gallon on the highway feels like winning the lottery in this beast. For a vehicle that commands a premium price, the Tahoe is one of the most overrated SUVs out there, according to Consumer Reports. Mercedes-Benz is supposed to be the gold standard of luxury, but the current C-Class feels more like fool's gold. Consumer Reports gives it a reliability score of 19 out of 100, and owner satisfaction is a pitiful 1 out of 5 stars. Overcomplicated controls, subpar brakes, and an overall lack of reliability make this car one you'll hate owning, they say. Spending big for a badge only to get mediocre performance. That is a hard pass. Sure, the Jeep Wrangler is a legend off-road, but is it worth the headache? Scoring just 27 out of 100 for reliability, this SUV is as frustrating as it gets. Poor build quality, atrocious fuel economy, and a ride so uncomfortable, they say, you'll feel every bump. This is a terrible choice for a daily driver, they say. If you want something dependable and livable, look elsewhere. Wrangler ownership is not for the faint of heart. And believe it or not, the Grand Cherokee fares even worse than the Wrangler, with a shameful 26 out of 100 reliability score. Owners report suspension failures, steering issues, and fuel pump problems. Have you heard that one before? On top of that, the crash ratings are underwhelming. Buying a Grand Cherokee isn't just a financial gamble, it's practically a guarantee you'll regret it when the repair bills start piling up. Chrysler proudly touts the Pacifica Hybrid as America's only plug-in hybrid minivan, but don't let the marketing fool you. Consumer Reports gives it an embarrassing low reliability score of 14 out of 100, one of the worst scores ever recorded. If you're looking for a dependable family vehicle, this is not it. You'll spend more time at the service center than on family road trips. Japanese brands are known for reliability, but the Nissan Frontier is a glaring exception. Despite a redesign, this pickup struggles with a 23 out of 100 reliability score. A rough ride, cramped rear seats, and a missing telescoping steering column make it feel outdated and uncomfortable. Nissan dropped the ball here, big time. The Volkswagen Taos lures buyers with its low starting price of $24,000, but don't let that fool you. An 18 out of 100 reliability score tells the real story. Owners complain about premature brake wear, jerky acceleration, and a general lack of refinement. Sometimes you really do get what you pay for, and in the case of the Taos, that isn't much. Land Rover continues its tradition of questionable reliability with the Discovery Sport, scoring a mediocre 46 out of 100. Despite its luxurious reputation, owners report average performance, low satisfaction, and constant maintenance issues. In a crowded SUV market, this one struggles to justify its existence. The relaunch of the Ford Bronco was met with excitement, but really didn't live up to the hype. Consumer Reports gives it a 37 out of 100 reliability score, and issues like poor agility on the road, excessive braking distances, and terrible fuel economy have marred its reputation. What seemed like a dream SUV has turned into a disappointment for many buyers. Ford's attempt to hybridize the F-150 results in a truck riddled with problems. Scoring just 19 out of 100 for reliability, owners report issues ranging from coolant leaks in the battery system to malfunctioning cruise control and air conditioning. While it represents a step forward in theory, in practice, it's an expensive gamble with questionable returns. These vehicles are proof that flashy marketing and big brand names don't guarantee quality. With scores this low, you're better off avoiding these models altogether. Don't waste your hard-earned money on cars that will only let you down. In an era where car prices are skyrocketing, up 27% over the last 5 years, many buyers are stuck paying premium prices for overrated vehicles. But what about the underdogs? Today we're diving into a few cars that some experts are calling hidden gems. But are these underrated vehicles really worth your money, or are they just a consolation prize in an overpriced market? Now, the Volkswagen Jetta is being hyped as a budget-friendly champion, starting at just 22 grand. Sounds great, right? But here's the catch. The Jetta's supposed affordability comes at a cost: quality. While it boasts decent fuel efficiency and a spacious interior, critics can't ignore its uninspired engine and lackluster performance. And sure, it's been Volkswagen's North American darling since the early 80s, but the truth is, the 2025 Jetta feels more like a half-hearted update than a true value-packed contender. You'll save up front, but don't expect to feel like you got a steal. The Mazda 6 often gets labeled as the fun alternative to the Honda Accord and Toyota Camry. But let's be real, this so-called hidden gem doesn't stack up to its rivals where it matters most. With a 2.5-liter engine delivering a modest 184 horsepower, it's hardly a game changer. Yes, the handling is nimble, but is that enough to compensate for a dated interior and mediocre tech? Mazda is trying to sell you on style and sportiness, but in reality, the Mazda 6 feels like it's stuck in 2015, desperately trying to keep up with better-equipped competitors. Now, as of 2024, Mazda has discontinued the Mazda 6 in the U.S. However, reports suggest that Mazda is developing a new sedan model, potentially reviving the Model 6 nameplate. This new model is expected to align with Mazda's move towards a more premium and market segment, similar to the strategy enjoyed by the CX-90 SUV. So, stay tuned, it might be coming back. The Chevrolet Cruze hatchback is being hailed as an underrated gem, but calling it a gem might be a stretch. Sure, it has a spacious cargo area and a somewhat sleek design, but under the hood, it's powered by a lackluster 1.4-liter turbocharged engine that's more meh than memorable. It's practical, yes, but sophistication, elegance, those are buzzwords Chevy hopes will distract you from its bland driving experience and the fact that the Cruze was discontinued in the U.S. for a reason. This is a car that feels like it's trying to cling on to relevance, and the effort is showing. The Volkswagen Golf is another underdog in the lineup, touted for its performance and practicality. The problem, it's hard to ignore that it's just average. With up to 34 miles per gallon combined and a supposedly sporty demeanor, the Golf tries to be a jack of all trades, but in reality, it's more of a master of none. The upcoming 2025 Golf GTI and Golf R offer some excitement, but let's face it, by the time pricing is announced, you'll be looking at another overpriced hatchback in a market flooded with better options. Here's the reality. Calling these cars hidden gems feels generous at best. Sure, they might save you a few bucks compared to their more popular rivals, but at what cost? Compromised performance, dated features, lack of excitement? In a market where every dollar matters, even so-called budget options can leave you feeling shortchanged. The automotive industry is no stranger to challenges, but for some brands, the pressure is reaching a breaking point. Let's dive straight into the car makers currently facing major financial and operational crises. Number 1, Chrysler, a shadow of its former self. Once an American icon, Chrysler is now teetering on irrelevance. Its lineup has dwindled to just 2 vehicles, the Pacifica minivan and the very aging 300 sedan. The parent company, Stellantis, has shown little interest in reviving the brand, focusing instead on stronger global players like Jeep and Ram. With Stellantis heavily investing in electrification and European brands, Chrysler's future looks grim unless it gets a dramatic overhaul. The clock is ticking for this legacy nameplate, and the pressure to innovate is immense. Mitsubishi is losing its footing. It's been struggling for years, and its U.S. market presence is hanging on by a thread. Despite a few solid offerings like the Outlander, the brand's lineup feels outdated, uninspired compared to its rivals. Mitsubishi's reliance on small SUVs and budget vehicles has kept it afloat, but its slow pivot to electrification puts it at risk of being left behind. In the ultra-competitive North American market, where innovation and bold moves are key, Mitsubishi's days could be numbered if it doesn't adapt quickly enough. Then there's the cash burn and delivery delays of Rivian. This brand burst onto the scene with some huge promise, attracting investors like Amazon and Ford, but despite delivering the R1T and R1S, Rivian's financials are alarming. The company is burning through cash at a staggering rate, billions of dollars annually, with no clear timeline for profitability. Production struggles and delivery delays have left consumers frustrated, and recent layoffs hint at deeper internal problems. With Ford, GM, and Tesla all competing fiercely in the electric pickup and SUV markets, Rivian's survival will depend on how quickly it can stabilize operations and scale production. Then you have the big dreams but big losses from Lucid. Lucid Motors has positioned itself as a luxury EV contender with its flagship Air sedan, a car praised for its design and performance, but behind the glamorous images lie a harsh reality. Lucid's production numbers remain low, and the brand struggles with high costs and limited customer awareness. Even with backing from Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, questions loom over its long-term sustainability. With Tesla dominating the EV market and other luxury automakers like Mercedes and BMW ramping up their electric offerings, Lucid's uphill battle is only getting steeper. Then you have Alfa Romeo, a brand in perpetual limbo. Another Stellantis brand which has struggled to gain traction outside of Europe. It's been doing that for years, unfortunately. Known for its sporty, stylish vehicles, the brand suffers from inconsistent sales, reliability concerns, and a limited lineup in markets like North America. Despite recent efforts to revamp its image with vehicles like the Tonale plug-in hybrid, Alfa Romeo has yet to break through in a meaningful way. Stellantis has been hesitant to invest heavily in the brand, and without a significant turnaround, Alfa Romeo could find itself sidelined or folded into another Stellantis division. Fans of the brand may need to savor its current lineup. There's no guarantee of a long-term future. These brands I just mentioned represent just a few of the automakers feeling the heat right now. For consumers, it's important to keep an eye on the financial health of your favorite brands because a car is more than just a purchase, it's a long-term investment. What do you think? Are these brands doomed or can they pull off a comeback? Discuss that in the comment section below. The auto industry wants you to believe that every new car is a masterpiece, but don't let the shiny brochures and tech-packed ads fool you. Today we're exposing the overpriced disappointments of 2025. Cars that simply don't deliver on their hefty price tags. And brace yourself because this might make you rethink your dream car. Starting at $60,500, the Audi Q7 wants you to believe it's the pinnacle of luxury SUVs, but here's the hard truth. It's an overpriced relic. The updates from last year's model, barely noticeable. And while Audi continues to slap a premium label on this car, competitors like the BMW X5 and Lexus RX 350 offer similar, if not better, luxury features for far less. Add to that the Q7's notoriously high maintenance costs, and you're essentially signing up for a money pit wrapped in leather. All right, let's talk excess. The 2024 Escalade starts at about 82 grand, but if you're tempted by the 2025 model, be ready to shell out upwards of 117. For what? A slightly shinier version of the Chevy Tahoe, which starts at 55? That's right, you're paying tens of thousands of dollars more for the Cadillac badge and a few cosmetic tweaks. Performance improvements? Meaningful tech upgrades? No. The Escalade screams luxury, but in reality, it's just screaming for you to waste your money. Don't fall for the trap. The Mercedes-Benz C-Class starts at 49, almost 50, but let's be real, most buyers will spend closer to 60 once they add a few basic features. And what do you get for all that cash? A luxury car that's been overtaken by its rivals. The BMW 3 Series and Audi A4 match or surpass the C-Class in performance, tech, and refinement, all for less. Mercedes is banking on its name to justify the price tag, but for the car itself, a resounding letdown. Starting in the low 80s and climbing to an absurd $180,000 for higher trims, yes, the Range Rover Sport is a masterclass in overpriced mediocrity. Sure, it has off-road capabilities, but so does the Jeep Grand Cherokee, which costs significantly less. And let's not forget Land Rover's infamous reliability issues. Spending six figures on a vehicle that could spend more time in the shop than on the road is nothing short of insanity. And after all, how often are you really going off-road? The Bronco Raptor is supposed to be the ultimate off-road machine, but with a starting price of $91 and change, is also the ultimate example of overpriced gimmickry. Sure, it's rugged, but its aggressive suspension and off-road tires make it a nightmare for daily concrete driving. I love going off-road in it, but add in the fact that many of its so-called features are expensive add-ons, and you're left with a vehicle that's all show and no substance. Unless you're planning to live on a mountain trail, this might be a waste of money. The Toyota Sienna used to be a top contender in the minivan segment. I know it's not a big segment, but its all-hybrid lineup has turned into an overpriced compromise. Starting at $41,000, the Sienna's small engine struggles under the weight of a fully loaded cabin, making it feel sluggish when you need power most. Families looking for reliability and practicality might find themselves paying more for less. Toyota seems to think it can ride on its reputation, but the Sienna's shortcomings are glaring. These cars may have sleek designs and big names, but don't let the marketing hype fool you. In 2025, overpriced mediocrity is more common than ever in the auto industry. So before you get stuck with buyer's remorse, make sure to do your research and think twice about these so-called luxury and performance vehicles. All right. Welcome back to Everyman Driver. I am Dave Erickson. This is Hershey, and this is your 2025 Honda Civic. Today, I've got the hatchback and the hybrid. Let's get started. The Honda Civic has dominated the compact car market for decades, and for good reason. Known for its reliability, fuel efficiency, and fun-to-drive character, the Civic has always been a crowd favorite. But the 2025 lineup has something truly exciting: a revitalized focus on hybrid powertrains, especially with the Civic Hatchback Hybrid, which you see here, which is shaping up to be a standout in the segment. So the big news for 2025 is the return of the Civic Hybrid, now available in two trims, Sport Hybrid and Sport Touring Hybrid. What sets this car apart isn't just its stunning 50 miles per gallon fuel efficiency, but also its impressive performance. The Civic Hatchback Hybrid system churns out 200 horses and 232 pound-feet of torque, delivering more power than competitors like the Corolla Hybrid or even the iconic Toyota Prius. The Hybrid isn't just about saving gas, it's about delivering a driving experience that's both spirited and eco-friendly. The Sport mode adds a performance-oriented edge, giving drivers the confidence to enjoy every twist and turn. If you're looking for a vehicle that combines practicality with excitement, the hatchback's 24.5 cubic feet of cargo space and split rear seats make it a no-brainer. Inside, the hatchback hybrid delivers on comfort and tech. Heated seats, automatic dual-zone climate control, and an easy-to-use infotainment system ensures that you as the driver and passengers alike feel right at home. The 7-inch touchscreen on the Sport Hybrid is intuitive, but if you're willing to splurge on the Sport Touring Hybrid, you get a premium 9-inch screen, built-in Google, and a 12-speaker Bose audio system. These are features rarely seen at this price point, making the Civic Hatchback Hybrid a serious value. Honda didn't stop at hybrids for the 2025 Civic. All models now sport a redesigned front bumper that give the lineup a fresh, sportier look. Also, Honda has improved fuel economy across the board, introduced new safety features with the Honda Sensing Suite, and made thoughtful updates to the interior design. You can find a trim breakdown on everymandriver.com. A little more on the interior comfort and space. Whether you're opting for the hatchback like I have or a sedan, the Civic's interior is a masterclass in thoughtful design. The mesh accented dashboard gives a retro modern vibe, while the high-mounted infotainment screen ensures everything is within easy reach. The hatchback's especially practical, with a cargo area that outclasses rivals like the Corolla hatchback and the Mazda 3. Families, I think, will appreciate the Civic's generous legroom, 37.5 inches in the back to be exact. This puts it ahead of the Corolla and in line with the Hyundai Elantra. Need space for child seats? No problem. The Civic's rear seating area can handle 2 safety seats without crowding. Honda has gone all in on safety, with the 2025 Civic earning top marks from both the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. Standard across all trims is the updated Honda Sensing Suite, which includes features such as adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, and automatic emergency braking. The sport trims and above add a blind spot monitor with rear cross traffic alert, ensuring peace of mind on every drive. With the blend of performance, efficiency, and practicality, the Civic Hatchback Hybrid is a clear winner. And it's not just fuel efficiency, it's a fun and functional vehicle. Whether you're commuting, road tripping, or hauling gear, the hybrid models have the power, space, and tech to handle it all. Now that you've seen it, learn more about it, maybe schedule a test drive and get a price quote in your area from a qualified dealership. To do that, visit quotes.everymandriver.com for the best and lowest prices from qualified dealerships in your zip code. Make, model, zip code. If you don't find what you're looking for in your zip code, expand that zip code. Be willing to travel a little bit outside your area. You could save a few hundred, possibly a few $1,000s on a new car, truck, or SUV by visiting quotes.everymandriver.com. Thousands of people use it every week, every month. Maybe you should too. Until next time, I'm Dave Erickson. Thanks for watching. Adios. And that wraps up the Everyman Driver Weekly Drive. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below, what you liked, didn't like, and what you might want to see next time. I'm Dave Erickson. Adios. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to stay updated with the latest insights from the automotive world. Hope to see you next time. Today's video is brought to you by The Cold Plunge. Use discount code DAVE150 at checkout at thecoldplunge.com. Immediately save $150 off your purchase. That's DAVE150 at thecoldplunge.com. There's also a link below this video.